from a special place.
Yes, very special place. It looks like we're abroad on holiday.
Yeah.
But we're not.
No. Well, we are on a small holiday,
But not
working
abroad.
holiday.
Yes.
And we are in a place in the Netherlands, in the south of Netherlands, and the province is called...
Province.
Province?
Yes.
Yeah, the province? Okay. The province is called Limburg. And
Beetje zo. Yes.
so, there we
nice. Look at
are.
that.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Beautiful flowers.
And we are in a huge garden of a castle in a small town that's called Arsen. And just small for you, just to see how beautiful it is here. This looks like Versailles, but then a mini Versailles, and the castle is there. And there's the princess.
Well, let's say the queen.
The queen. There's the.
I was raised as a queen.
Oh yes, she's a queen.
Not really.
My princess. Well, welcome to this CWA live event, as we always do on Friday. My name is Arturo Massaro.
And my name is Claudia van Zuiden.
And together we the co-founders of CWA, and that means Conscious World Agents. And how conscious are you in life? And so we're talking about a lot of topics, and we share what we think and how our life is to live in a conscious world, and where we can, well, be happy.
Yes, and that is our topic of this week as well.
Yeah.
You know, about happiness. What does happiness mean? And when are we happy?
And sometimes you hear the wind, so that's why we talk a little bit louder. And indeed, the topic this week was happiness. Do you want to start or say something in general? Or?
I think it's lovely to perhaps share a post, what we normally do with the people, and also, you know, what does happiness mean? You know, a lot of people going through a lot of things in their lives at the moment. They find it very difficult to say, well, you're all talking about this happiness, but how do I deal with happiness when there's so much struggle in my life, and there's so much misery or so much drama? How do I actually, how can I be happy? It's easy for you to say. And then I go like, well, we also have our share and of life, of challenges. And believe me, I also had my share. My life also changed in one day, just like that. And I even moved country after that, after living in another country for nearly 30 years. So, you know, there is something that you still connect with in yourself.
Yeah.
That is that place of where the true happiness lies. And that is that freedom that's suffering. And that is not always easy. But I think that's what our post was about this week. So then if you
But
want to share...
I think it's a very valid question to ask, well, if there's so much suffering in this world, how can I be happy? So I think it's a very valid question.
It's an amazing question, and that's why we address it as well.
Okay. My post was more or less about this, about we all have our issues in life. We all have our struggles, our problems, and there's no one on this planet who won't experience this, and that's okay. But it's a choice how much it will affect you. And sometimes that's difficult to have that choice. And believe me, I really, really understand this. Of course, I don't know how difficult it is when you're really in a situation where it's about life and death. But still, I read a book from Viktor Frankl, and that was about the meaning of life for him. And he was one of the survivors of 3.5 years being in a concentration camp during World War II. And one of the things he said, and that always hits me and strikes me again, is there is some freedom between the stimulus, the things that happens outside of you, and the way you react on this, how you respond. And in that short moment, there lies the freedom to choose how you will respond. And again, it's simple, but it's not easy in life when we are focusing on the outside world constantly. Because there are the things that are happening, apparently. But what we say, that has to do also what Einstein said about everything is energy, everything is frequency, and what you send out, you will get back from the universe. And this is not a philosophy, this is just science. It's quantum physics that already proved that this is true. What you send out is what you will get back. And this is not to say you're to blame on the situation where you are right now. Because a lot of things what we do is at a subconscious level. We're not aware of what we are doing. And that's the reason why we send difficult, not that difficult, a different energy out than we probably deep down inside want to send out. Because basically if you ask persons or people, why do you want to have 5 million euros or dollars? Yeah, then I can buy this, I can do this, and why? And then suddenly it comes up on the surface, and that is, yeah, I want to be happy. But do you need the 5 million euros to be happy? Do you need that car? Do you need that house? Everything that can be taken away from you can make you happy, but it's just for a short term. And also when we are here in this beautiful garden, we're really happy. We're really happy. And we also had both tears in our eyes here in this garden for some things that happened here. But why we are really happy is because we're so grateful for everything we have. Looking at flowers, just walking in a garden, and see how great it is to look at the small things in life. And be grateful for that and see the beauty in it. And if you really believe in a higher source, and you can call it God, Allah, the source, the all these kind of things, then everything that happens right now on this planet has a reason. It's there. And if you don't accept this situation where you are right now, where you're in, and then you're also fighting against the universe. And with accepting, I don't mean, okay, this is it, I cannot change it. No, accept as it is right now means, okay, it is as it is right now. How can I change inside? How can I look different at the things? And if I look different at the things and I send out a different energy, can I change also the outside world with this? So basically that's a lot of times we say this, go inside. Why is this happening to you? Why are you sad? Why are you suffering? And all these kind of things are a choice. And you can choose to make a different choice so you can see the beauty in the things and how beautiful you already are. Don't work that hard. Work that hard with your heart, but not for the money. Don't work that hard because the society says that you need to do that. Slow down. Go inside. Take a deep breath. And feel, if you are there, that there are so less issues to look at it. And yeah, happiness is not a place to go to. It's already here, every time. And I don't say it's easy, but you can do it. That more or less was my post.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this happiness is yeah, we had a wonderful talk about it yesterday as well. And I just want to say thank you to people who are watching. I think a lot of people have
Yeah,
come
I
in
see
and out.
at least Ratna, I see. Thank
Hi,
you,
Ratna. Lovely that you're here. But yeah, this happiness. There's nothing wrong with, like you said, enjoying things in life that give us some fulfillment. You know, some temporary happiness. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is important is it's not long lasting. So my post was about think about things that you acquired in your life and how much you wanted them at the time, and do you still want them? You know, that watch that you maybe wanted to buy 10 years ago, do you still wear it? Do you still like it? That dress that you bought, that car that you bought, see how it is now, how it changed. It's so temporary. And there's nothing wrong with that when you liked it at the time, but your true happiness didn't come from that. Your true happiness comes from things from your heart, things, the experiences you experienced through your heart, the choices you made from your heart. And my experiment in my post was about how can you, when you want something next time, really check, do I want this because I want to feel a kind of emptiness inside me? Or do I really want this from my heart? And what we've noticed, and I also have been working 25 years in nursing, that when people actually, there's also been some research studies done around that, but the people that were on their deathbed, really, when they said what really gave them their value of life, their meaning of life, was one day when they had done something for people, or they had experienced moments with their loved ones more. All these things, not that they had the big car, not that they had the big house, all these things. It was something that happened in their heart. And they were really grateful for that. And they accepted certain situations much more of a state of beingness. And those moments gave them inner happiness. They were like, they became aware why they were here. And we are not taught how to connect with that. So I find in the West it was something I wasn't taught when I was a child. So I really had to discover that later on in life, you know, to discover what I already knew. And when I, like today, I'm walking here in this beautiful place in the garden, and I see the bamboo, and I see the, I was saying to you, the structure of the bamboo, the colors, but also the strength. It's our, we can eat bamboo, we can build houses of bamboo, we can, you know, it's all coming from the earth, this abundance, and really enjoying that. Those moments give me true happiness, moments of being here together, being with my children, the gratitude for my food that I have in the morning, all these things, they bring a sense of happiness. Now, when things are really difficult and we're struggling, of course, that is not easy to tap into that, because our mind, our subconscious, wants to take us away from that. Like, how, you know, you don't want to be happy, you want to worry, you want to, you know, think about drama and all these things. So how do you do that? How do you choose to make a conscious choice not to go to the drama, but to the actual beingness? And, you know, believe me, out of experience, I also know when there is some difficulties in your life, it's very difficult to go into that, but you can, with awareness. And I remember one day when something happened like that, my daughter said to me, because she witnessed something like that, excuse me, I've got a bit of the pollen issue going on here in the garden, but she said to me, Mama, how did you keep your grace when something really difficult happened? She said, I admire that so much in you, And I remember, I couldn't recall that grace, what she meant with that. But what I realized afterwards, I kept the peace inside. I was not reactive. There was still the stillness, the peace, the happiness inside me that anyone couldn't take me away, that away. So whatever happens in life, that place is always there. So that is something to really remember and to connect with at times, because that's, I think, what Viktor Frankl meant with that freedom, that happiness. And on top of that, when you then can serve others, when you can be of service to others and help others with that, in living their life to the full, their full potential, so they can thrive, that also gives a great sense of happiness. One of my teachers, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he's a Buddhist monk, and he is just an example. He oozes out kindness. He oozes out willingness to help people to become free in life, to get free of this suffering that we create in our mind. And that I can see brings great joy, in ourselves. True happiness when you see someone going, I get it. And that to help each other with that, I think that is another great opportunity to experience happiness in life, because it's not about you anymore. Then it's the willingness and the desire, because it's not even a desire, but let's call it desire for the sake of labeling it, to support each other in that understanding that true happiness is not outside of ourselves, it's inside ourselves. So
Beautiful. And last year, in the middle of this corona thing,
pandemic,
and they call it a pandemic, but this corona thing, a person asked me, how can you be happy with all this suffering around you? Then I said, well, what do you want me to do? Also to suffer? And in what way will my suffering be helpful for other people? And then he was quiet and he said, okay, I get it. I said, do you really get it? I think it will be much more helpful if you are at least a little bit more happy, show energy, and that will help other people much more, that's at least what I think, than also suffer. And it doesn't mean that you cannot show compassion. You cannot at least see where the other person is. And then you can show care and compassion. But it doesn't mean that I have to suffer because you suffer. Maybe that's a little bit strange to say, but I don't think anyone on this planet ever was going to be happy when I was suffering. And it doesn't help for me. So, and again, it's a choice. It's a choice every time. And if other people are really sick and suffering, I'm not going to dance on the table. But I don't have to also go into that, how do you say that, Kyle?
I don't know.
Dungeon?
You wouldn't say that in English.
No, okay, I don't know. Okay,
but I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a Dutch
but
saying.
I think that's important here, that you say you will not be having a party, but you'll be still empathic.
Yeah.
But to go then, if somebody goes to cry, and to also go into that deep feeling with the other person, to do that all the time is not going to be helpful.
No.
However, I still believe that the hurt of one is the hurt of all. So there is also that, if we're all suffering in a way, it will affect us energetically in some way as well. And it's important that some of us who are perhaps not so much in that real pain also have a frequency that helps the others, that they can give hope that they can also do that.
Yeah.
So it's a balanced empathy, I think, that you are referring to here as well.
Yes, and if the suffering is a real choice of that person, then I don't think it's a suffering for us all.
No.
I can complaining. I can be.
That is a different type of suffering.
I can stay in the victim role. you know. But
Yeah.
let's say what happens now in Israel and with Palestine and so on. If a bomb will fall on your building, wow,
Yeah.
ooh,
It's horrific what's happening.
that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, I won't dance there on the table, no, and I won't laugh there, no. It's horrible for both sides. I don't take any position in this. It's for both sides horrible. But this is what we see a lot of times in the world. This is happening, and that suffering, that is the suffering for us all.
Yes, and then there's also this greed of the people. You know, that's what also explains like the wanting. When I have that, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
When I have that part of the world, when I have that country, I will be happy. That's not where the happiness lies. The happiness is here and helping one another and supporting one another. And not because I want this so you won't have that is going to make me happy. That's not where the true happiness is. That again, that is temporary happiness. So, and I think that's what we see all over the world.
And the wanting and the needing, that's always in the future. You're always thinking in lack. And happiness is here and now, in this moment, not tomorrow.
And to
it's
be
here.
shared.
This and shared. Let's go back to one of the best moments in your life. It never ever had to do something with a new car or something else. It always had to do with being in connection with another person, with nature, and that you felt so grateful, so at peace. And then the love can come in. Can come out maybe even. It's already there.
Yes. So those moments of happiness, maybe that's a good question to ask you as well. When was the last time when you truly experienced happiness? Was it when you bought something, or when you acquired something, or was it when you had a shared moment, or when you had a moment of peace within yourself through meditation, or watching at a flower, or I don't know, watching a sunset or a sunrise? When was the last time, or when you did someone for someone else?
Yeah.
What does happiness mean to you? And we would love to hear that. And please write it in our post or in our comments underneath. Yeah. And we would love to hear that. And we're going to have much more discussions around this, because what happiness means for us doesn't mean for you the same. So, well, and then next week.
Yeah. Next Friday. Is it this Friday already or the next one?
No, the next week.
Yeah, this Friday. Next coming Friday.
We have a guest speaker, Anna Mudeka. She is from Zimbabwe. She's an African woman, and she's an amazing woman who will be talking about...
A little bit louder, I think.
Oh, okay. She's from Zimbabwe, and she will speak about her culture, and also how to raise the level of consciousness from an African perspective. So she is an amazing artist, singer. She had a theatre tour through the UK. She's won a few awards from the BBC. She's an incredible woman. Yeah. And we look forward to her.
Absolutely.
So, I need to sneeze at the moment.
No, really? Sneeze!
Oh God, all the pollen. So, bless you and bless me.
Bless you.
Oh, here we go. There we are.
Bless you again.
Thank you. Two is a kiss. And our posts next week go about?
We said abundance or no, consciousness. Consciousness. Again, the basics of consciousness. We go back to the sneezing part of Claudia. No, we go back to the basics of consciousness. And I think that will be a nice bridge to what Anna will share about.
Yes, yeah. Because that's going back to the basics. And some say that civilization came from Africa, and let's go back to the roots of what it all means, and why we feel as conscious world agents, why it's so important to share with each other from all parts of the world what consciousness means, and how can we raise the level of consciousness together that we create a world that we really want, a world with peace, a world with joy, a world with being of service, healthy,
happiness,
but you know, in a happiness that is sustainable.
yeah.
So that's what we really want. We want to create that and share that with you. So that's it.
No.
Next week.
Okay. Well, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank
and
you so
please
much for watching.
give your comments.
There's a comment there.
Okay,
Let's
then
have a
I
look.
need my glass. I
Astrid,
need my
okay.
glass. Astrid, okay.
There's more. This one.
Yeah, well, Astrid said, I was very happy when my manifestation from my fishing board came through 1.5 years ago. A car. And this afternoon, when he really enjoyed the meal prepared by me, made me feel full of gratitude. Oh, that's great, that's great. And of course, a car is nice. We don't say don't buy a car, don't buy a house, but make sure that it only will bring you short-term happiness, and the real happiness is laying inside of you and is also about gratitude, being of service, and showing care for other people.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Astrid, for sharing this.
Yes, thank you very much, Astrid. Lovely to hear from you and great that you're watching. So these things are wonderful. If that's but what we realize is that when we want something more and more and more and more. And my teacher, Lama Sopremche, said also, when we're cold and then it becomes really hot, then we're too hot again. And then we want to be cold again, and such is human nature. Or we're very hungry, and then we eat, and then all of a sudden we're really full again, and we don't want to eat again. So this constant change of what we want and desire is not really what brings long-lasting happiness. That's what we really meant. So we're really happy to hear that gratitude and all these things bring us happiness. So thank you for sharing.
Okay, I know, said Astrid. The feeling of love and gratitude is unbeatable.
Yes, absolutely.
And driving in a nice car is really, really wonderful.
Can be.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
We are going to walk a little bit more through the gardens.
Look at this beautiful.
We've just found a lovely place, and it's so zen. It's so quiet. I'll post a little video about it later.
It's in the eastern garden part of here.
Yeah.
We have some Italian part, but also an eastern part.
The gardens, yeah. And I really want to share that we both love storks.
You're going to share it?
Yeah. Well, we love just storks, and there is a stork nest here that we've been watching on the webcam, and we were just standing underneath the webcam earlier. But yesterday, when we were in the nature, we saw the stork that's actually on this nest, sitting in nature, and we saw it landing when it took off from there a minute after in its nest, and it was so beautiful. And for us, storks is really about new beginnings. And the love between these two birds is just so beautiful to watch, and the little babies. Yeah,
4 little babies.
Yeah, so
baby storks.
Storks is very significant, and for new beginnings and new projects. So yes, to be here today is very, very special.
Yeah,
so we're gonna walk back and enjoy it a little bit more.
So again, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And Lawrence van den Berg, enjoy the nice garden. Looks wonderful. Yes,
Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you.
I will post some lovely photos today as well, because we would really like. We want to have a conscious world. We want to create that, but being conscious in the world is also looking at things and really appreciating it. So I'll share with you some photos that we took. Yeah. Maybe we can make a nice calendar or something about conscious world moments or something.
Okay.
Yeah, see, Esther is watching as well.
Okay, nice. Hey. Well, we're going to stop because my arm is getting a little bit heavy with all this carrying. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll post this later on YouTube as well, so you can watch it again there.
And thanks for the comments. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Lots of love. Bye bye. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye.
Bye.